another thing that I find really strange about living in France. It's Sunday today. We're, what are we? 11 days off Christmas. And there's a garden centre I've just passed. It's part of the Leclerc, which is one of the supermarkets. It's part of the Leclerc chain. It's Leclerc Jardin, it's called. And it's closed. Everything closes on a Sunday. There's just a few shops that are open from about 8:30 or even 9:30 till 12:30, and then France closes. France closes on a Sunday, which is really odd. So that's why I'm out quite early, trying to get what I need before all the shops close. But you'd think that a garden centre, like 11 days before Christmas, would be open, wouldn't you, on a Sunday? But they're not bothered in France. They're not bothered about earning loads of money. So yeah. I'm just going to Carrefour now because I need diet lemonade. Lee's diabetic, and so obviously he needs diet products because they've not got any sugar in them. And places like Lidl and Aldi, only if they have lemonade in, even some of them don't even have lemonade in. They tend to, what was I going to say, I've lost my train of thought now. Yeah, if they have lemonade in, it's usually always just full fat lemonade. So I'm just going to nip in Carrefour, get some lemonade, and then I'm going to whiz back up to Aldi because we've got a coffee machine and the Dolce Gusto coffee pods over here. Sorry, I'll just turn the radio off. Over here, they're quite expensive. Saying that, we are in euros, so they usually range from between €4.50 and €5 for. You do get 16 in a box, the ones that we get. We get the cafe au lait ones, so they're already made up with the milk. Some of them are separate. They've got like the coffee and then the milk pod. But the cafe au lait ones, what I get, are just 16 of all of them, so you get double really for your money. But I tried some of Aldi's own the other day, and they were only, I think, something like $3.20 for 16, and they were really nice. In fact, I think they were nicer than the Dolce Gusto ones, so I'm going to nip in there before it closes and get a couple of packs of pods. Hopefully they'll see us over Christmas, because I do like my coffee, and I do like to have a couple of cups of coffee in the morning to get myself going. So yeah, that's the plan. I'm going to go in Carrefour for lemonade, I'm going to go in Aldi for coffee pods, and have a look, see if there's anything else that I fancy buying, and then it's back home. So I think we're going to have duck for dinner, unless I see something exciting along the way. I'm going to get a duck breast out of the freezer, and we usually have one duck breast between the two of us, and it's enough, and with lots of veg. I've just got some carrots, and we're going to have some carrots, sprouts, some potatoes. I might do some dauphinoise potatoes, I can't decide. But this afternoon I joined a choir last year. I used to be in a choir in the UK, and I joined a choir here, and we did a carol service at a church at Meniltove. If you watch the Place in the Sun programme, the third house that we viewed was at Meniltove, and you can actually see the church on the programme that I'm practicing at this afternoon for the carol service, which is next Sunday. So that'll be nice. It was really nice last year. I've just got a guy reversing into a spot just next to me. Oh no, he's going over there. No, I thought it was going to hit me then. Oh dear. I must say, I mean, I love France and I love the French people, but some of the driving leaves a lot to be desired. Oh dear. Right, I'm going to go. So I'll speak to you all soon. So this is Carrefour. Just get myself a trolley, not a trolley, a basket. Let's have a look what they've got here. Have they got any offers? I find all the Christmas gifts and the chocolates and things are really expensive in France. We're looking at £5.99 for one of them little limp bunnies, which is a bit extortionate. You do get 68% off the second product, so you probably get two for less than a tenner. Still expensive though. Not a fan of Ferrero Rocher. Nobody ever buy me any of them. Probably get loads through my door now. Got people staring at me. This is the thing with YouTube. That I'm going to have to get used to. People staring at me when I'm chatting on my telephone. Oh dear. Look at that, £18.59 for. It is a big box of Lindor, but that's a bit extortionate. We've got lots of blinis and smoked salmon and stuff like that for Christmas. This is the section where we've got all the offers on. So these are really nice. They're actually what do you call it? It's ducking, like comfy duck. I mean, they're £10.49, which is quite good actually. You get about 7 bits of duck in it usually, between 5 and 7 bits of duck. They are really nice. A few cornichons. I like a bit of cornichon, but I find Carrefour quite expensive unless they've got any offers on things. We're into the smoked salmon. It's everywhere. We've got like a butcher's section there. Charcuterie. This is all the cheeses. We do like the cheeses. Francais. Lots of different things to choose from. Butchers. Got lots of kind of ready meal kind of things that you can buy. Pintards. Lots of pâtés and things. Christmas. I'm going to head over to the alcohol section and just see if they've got any whiskey on offer. I only ever buy whiskey when it's on offer. This supermarket in particular, Carrefour, the offers seem to be only at the big store in Avranches. I always go to Avranches because the big stores are a lot better with their offers. I can't see anything exciting. That's all the rums. I like the rums. That rum's quite cheap, £13.95 for the. I think it's that other rum there, the traditional one. Let's have a look at the whiskies. You probably think, wow, that's really cheap, but I've got used to the prices now. No, I think I might get some rum because let's have a look here. No, none of them are on offer. The Grants is on offer, but it's only for a small bottle. So we don't do small bottles in our house. We only do litre bottles. So I think I might go for that one. Is that the right one? Yeah, get that one. Ooh. See if you've got them crescent lay lights. What do you have? Lots of stuff for apéro. You do apéros, it's like just like snacky things in France. Right, I'm going to go over to the lemonade. Get some. They've got some little Christmassy things here going on. Again, not cheap. Bit of quack. Hope Michael Billy likes quack. There's the lemonade up here. There it is. Lemonade 0. 59 cents. Not bad. I'll get 4 of those because he goes through it pretty quickly. I'm sure they're all 0. Sometimes they have the full fat on the same thing. Have they got any Pepsi 0? Oh, that's not a bad one. 25. Is that for a small one though? No, I'll leave that. I'll leave that. Oh, got all the syrups and things. Just remembered I need some wine. We usually get it in the box because it works out a lot cheaper. I'm just looking now. I think this one down here is probably the cheapest. Beaumanoir, $9.95 for 5 litres of rosé. There is one up there, but I think that's the red that's $8.95. Can't see the same in can't see the same in white or rosé. What is it? Cabernet Sauvignon Vin de France. I'll get that Beaumanoir. That'll be alright. Okay guys, so I'm on my way back now home from Via, so I thought I'd just do a bit more filming because I seem to be on a bit of a roll really. I'll just reverse out of here. It's taken me a bit of time to kind of pluck up the courage to do this, but now I've started, I think I'm probably gonna enjoy doing it. I just hope that other people will enjoy it. So obviously be kind to me, but if anybody's got any constructive criticism or any ideas what you'd like to see on my channel, put in the comments, that'd be great. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be everyday life, living in France. Obviously I'm going to be filming us going to various places, shopping, you know, normal things, meeting friends for lunch. We're going this week in particular, is a really busy week for me. So hopefully I'll be able to film some of that. I'm not sure whether I'm going to do small videos of individual things, so if people can comment on that, would they rather see small videos of just a particular thing or like one long video? I know I watch a couple that live in the Charente who also bought their house on a place in the sun, and he edits and puts his videos out, his vlogs out on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays. So say on a Friday he'll put his video out, and then he'll film all Saturday, all Sunday and all Monday, and then put a video out of that on the Monday, and then he does the same again to Wednesday and then to Friday. So people do things in different ways. I watch a couple that used to go around and live in the camper van, and now they've bought a house in Ireland and they're doing that up, and they do a weekly one. So they just film all week and do a weekly one. I watch the guy that does the Tenerife vlogs, and he's doing like 3 a day, you know, which I think is probably too much for me, that. But saying that, he doesn't have to do a lot of editing for them because he's just doing small videos, which won't need much editing. So yeah, if people can comment and let me know what they think it'd be best for me with this channel going forward, that'd be great. But yeah, like I say, I'm on my way home now. I'm going to unpack my shopping when I get home. I've started doing a jigsaw puzzle, so I'll probably do a little bit of that. I'm looking after a friend's 2 dogs while she's away, along with some other friends, and it's my turn to go and visit them at lunchtime today. So I'm going to go and take those 2 for a little walk and feed them because they get fed at lunchtime. And then I'm going to choir at 2:30, and then hopefully my lovely hubby will cook me a Sunday dinner later with the duck. That's the plan anyway. But whether I'll end up doing it myself, but Lee is really good. He's a really good cook. He's better than me, to be honest. So yeah, I look forward to when he cooks for us. Like I said, this week, tomorrow, not got really anything planned. Tuesday, I'm going to a wreath making class. I went to it last year and it was really good. It's a girl called Lisa who lives in Bressie, which is a town in the other direction from my house, and it's really lovely. She forages for all the stuff to make the wreaths, so everything's natural. You can take some things to add to your wreath if you want, but she's got lots of things there. She's got like some bows and things like that you can put together. There's mistletoe, there's holly, there's all the stuff to make the actual outside of the wreath. And it's a really good day. You get there at like 10:30. We have coffee and homemade cakes, so we have that, and then we start our wreath. Then we stop for lunch I think it's about 1 o'clock we stop for lunch, and she's done about 5 different homemade soups with bread, crusty bread. So we have that, and then we have more coffee and cakes, and then we go back and finish our wreath off. It's €30 for the whole thing, and most, if not all, of the proceeds of the day go to an animal charity called Passerelles. So that's really, really good. It's a lovely day. You get something to take home at the end of it. You have a lovely lunch and tea breaks, and you're doing something for charity as well, so it's really good. I'm actually going with my little friend Andrew. He's coming over with his husband Richard tomorrow, actually. Yeah, they're getting the ferry tomorrow. They have a holiday home here, but they live in Brighton, but they do get visas, 6-month visas, so they can come over a lot more often. So they kind of live in 2 places basically. So I'm going with Andrew, and we're going to have a really lovely day together, because I've not seen him since October. So it seems like ages ago. It's probably 2 months since I've seen him, so I'm looking forward to that. He's really good fun, and I really enjoy his company, so I'm really looking forward to Tuesday. Then Wednesday, I don't think I've got anything planned. Thursday, going out with some friends for a Christmas meal. Going to a place called L'Abbaye, and it's in Le Neufberg, and it's near to Mortain, which is another town that's only 15 minutes. Everywhere is 15-20 minutes from home. Mortain was very heavily bombed and in the war, in the Second World War. It took a lot. So did Via. A lot of the towns and villages in this area took a really big hammering in the war, and Mortain was one of them. So I'm going to L'Abbaye, like I say, Le Neufberg, which is just outside Mortain, and it's 3 courses for €20. I mean, that's such good value, and I'll take you to some of the other places that do really good. It's like the menu of the day, so they don't have a lot of choice. Generally, there's 2 or 3 starters on a menu of the day. So there's 2 or 3 starters, there's probably 2 or 3 main courses, and the same for desserts. And because they only concentrate on 3 of each, entree, main and dessert, they can do it at quite a good price. Some places you actually get a quarter of a litre of wine, or a quarter of a litre of cider, or a soft drink included in your meal, and some have coffee as well at the end included, so it's really good value. The one at L'Abbaye is, like I say, it's only €20, and that's for 3 courses, but it's an actual Christmas menu. They've got really fancy stuff on the menu, so when we go on Thursday, I'll take you there to see it. And when I've decided if I'm going to clump all these together, if I can manage to do it when I start and try and do the editing, it might be included in this video, and then again it might not. So we'll see. Yeah, so that's Thursday, so we're going there, and then on Friday going to French lesson, Friday morning at 10:15. My friend Joanne comes with me. Well, she comes to French. She's been going for quite a long time, a lot longer than I've been going, and we usually have Lynn and Sally Ann there as well, and we go to our French lesson in Saudeval with Julie. I've been going more or less since I arrived in France. Really enjoy the lessons. She's it's not boring, the lesson, it's really interesting. She tries to do a variety of stuff. I mean, we do the boring stuff as well, because it's got to be done. You've got to learn about verbs and masculine and feminine and stuff like that, which I did on Friday. I was actually there on my own on Friday because everybody else was either away or poorly. So I went on my own, which I was very brave, because I was really scared of going on my own. It's a bit daunting, you know, trying to talk French on your own and stuff like that. But yeah, it was fine. We did all about masculine and feminine, and we did about the verbs avoir and être, which are probably the 2 of the main verbs that you need to learn when you're learning French. So, because avoir is to have, is it? Yeah. And être is to be. So a lot of your main sentences use those verbs. So it's quite important that you know them. So yeah, so going back to this Friday, we're going to French, and I think Joanne's getting dropped off by hubby Brian, because when we finish French, we're going to Caen, C-A-E-N. Some people pronounce it con, some pronounce it can, some pronounce it con. God knows how you pronounce it. I think it is con. but it's spelled C-A-E-N. A friend of mine, Nicola, actually called it K-N, like cayenne pepper. Oh, which I thought was quite funny. Oh dear. Anyway, I divert. Yeah, so we're going to Con. We're staying at the Logis Hotel Chateau in Con, and it's right by the chateau, obviously. We're staying there, and we're going to the Christmas markets. We're going to have a wander around the Christmas markets, and we're going to have a nice meal in the evening. And there's lots of things going on. Apparently, the City Hall in Con, at 6 o'clock every night, the City Hall is done up like a big advent calendar. So every night at 6 o'clock, they open one of the windows of the advent calendar, and to a surprise, apparently, there's jugglers, there's dancers, there's all sorts of things going on. So that'll be really nice, and it'll just get us in the mood for Christmas. I'm sure we'll be having some mulled wine and a nice meal, so that'll be really nice. So I'll hopefully take you on that so you can see the city, which is our city really, nearest main city to where we live. And I don't even think I've told you where we live, but if you watch A Place in the Sun, our episode, which I have put on our YouTube channel, so you can watch that, you'll see that we live in a little village called Saint Michel de Montjoie, and actually it means when the pilgrims came up to our village, they could see Mont Saint Michel from, there's like a viewpoint, they could see Mont Saint Michel, and Saint Michel de Montjoie means the joy of the Mont Saint Michel. So it was because they were absolutely astounded to see Mont Saint Michel. Our village is just short of 1,200 feet, is it? Above sea level. So we're really high up. I think we're the second highest village in Manche. The other one is Chaulieu, which is about 20 minutes from us. So yeah, we're the second highest village in Manche, and so we do really get the weather where we are. Sometimes we can wake up and you can't even see in front of you because it's that foggy. So we call it the Montjoie mist. So we get that sometimes because we're so high up, we're actually above the clouds. So when we look across our garden into the valley, all we can see is clouds, but it's actually sunny in our village, which is really, really good when that happens. So we absolutely love our village, even though when we did the programme, we did say that we wanted to move to somewhere that had some amenities within walking distance, so a little shop, maybe a little local bar, patisserie maybe, but when you fall in love with somewhere, you fall in love with somewhere, don't you? And we just fell in love with that house, and it's not got any amenities. In fact, our house, if you watch the programme, was one of the bars that used to be in the village. Yeah, it's so our village used to have about 7 or 8 bars at least in our village. It used to have a patisserie, it used to have all sorts of things, and it's got nothing now. Like I said, our house was the local bar and epicerie, which is like a grocer's shop. So when we moved in, we had to take all the bar out. We tried to move it into the garage because Lee wanted like a man cave. So half of the garage is for all his tools and his lawnmower and everything, and the other half we've made into like a bar, but we couldn't get the bar from the kitchen up the steps into the back porch and out into the garage at the back. It was just impossible, so we ended up having to sell it. A French guy come and took it off us. He more or less carried it himself because he snatched our hands off. He got an absolute bargain. We sold it. If you see on the programme how beautiful it was like an Art Deco bar. We sold it for €100 because we wanted to get it out of the house because all our furniture was arriving a few days later. So we had to get it out of the house, and we probably could have sold it for about €400, I would have thought. But anyway, we got rid of it and it went to a good home. But the back part of the bar we managed to save, and we moved that into the garage. And the lady that used to own our house was called Madeline, and I don't think she had a sign over the house or anything like that, and we can't find any old pictures of it. We do know somebody that actually visited the bar for drinks when it was open, but people used to just say, oh, I'm going to Chez Madeline, and that was the bar, Chez Madeline. And they used to go and have drinks. She used to serve food. She had all the veg growing in the garden, especially potatoes. She used to grow loads of potatoes, and she used to do meals and stuff like that. She used to sell all the produce as well in the epicery. So our house has got quite a lot of history, really. And it's really sad because Serge, who sold us the house, he used to be the messenger boy. Our house was the only house in the village that had a telephone, and if somebody called, generally in an emergency, if somebody had an emergency, they'd call the house, and Serge would run to the house and tell the person who was needed on the telephone, and then they'd go up to the house and speak to whoever had telephoned and see what was wrong. Now Serge and Lillian, we met them quite a few times when we were buying the house. Obviously when we went to the notaires, because when you buy a house here, you go to the notaires department, and you're there for like 2 hours to sign the house over to you. So Lillian and Serge were there, and then we kept in touch with them over the last couple of years. And Lillian was telling us that she'd got cancer, so she'd send me text messages and tell me how she was doing and stuff like that. Anyway, sadly Lillian passed away last week, and it was a funeral at the church in our village on Wednesday, and me and Lee attended the funeral. It was really, really sad, and Serge was there, and we give him our condolences. So yeah, and they have got the telephone now, Serge and Lillian. They've got the telephone as like a, what do you call it, like a memento, a souvenir, I think they called it. I'm just home now, so I'm going to park my car up and go in the house. So I'll talk to you guys later. So we're at Menel Tove Church, where we're going to be doing the carol service next Sunday. So I'm just thought I'd do a little quick film of it. As you can see, we're all getting organised. There's Sue and Pod and Shay and Renee and all the other gang. And we're going to do our practice today for the concert next week. Well, the service next week. So we're all ready to sing? Yes.
Has everybody got the
What their age?
YouTube, do a YouTube search for how to wear a French beret. It gives you loads of
Angel Gabriel from heaven came. His wings as drifted snow, his eyes as flame. All hands that he
is my favourite. Attention.
In the bleak midwinter, frosty wind made mourn, Earth stood hard as iron, water like a stone. Snow had fallen, snow and snow, snow and snow. In the bleak midwinter, long ago. Oh, but him can't hold him, nor earth sustain. Heaven and earth shall flee away when he comes to reign. In the bleak midwinter, a stable place suffice. The Lord God Almighty, Jesus Christ. Angels and archangels may have gathered there, cherubim and seraphim throng the air, but only his Father in her maiden bliss worship the beloved with a kiss. What can I give him for as I am? If I were a shepherd, I would bring a lamb. If I were a wise man, I would do my part. Yet what can I give him? Give him my heart.
Well, that's going to be your foundation ring, and then you can add some willow if you want to. I find that the hazel generally is not as fragile as the willow. When you're working with products, you're working with things that you've just picked in the wild. None of this has been treated or stripped or soaked, or so it really is just green that we're using, which is absolutely fine because we're not making a basket. It's not that we're really going to see our ring. You might decide that you want to leave part of your ring naked, or you might decide you want to cover the whole thing. Whatever, it's fine. So also bear in mind that you want to just make it as tight as possible. So I'm bringing that willow around nice and tightly. Oh, and I've just cracked it, but it doesn't matter because I'm just doing a demonstration. And if it does crack a little bit, it doesn't matter. I mean, if it breaks and it's completely broken, then just take it out and find another piece. But
We're at the wreath making, and we're all making our naked rings at the moment. Andrew's found himself some more willow for his ring. Oops, he just nearly poked somebody's eye out. But it doesn't matter, she's got another one. She's got two eyes. Should be alright. That's my ring. My naked ring.
diamonds made. Friends that linger, they were gone. Days were grey from dusk till dawn. Sorrow for the wasted years, a hand unheld, a crystal fears. Dreams were lost by careless hands,
light and in a daylit hour would make you want to scream and shout. But in dark places darkly, though no light of sunshine lay, for many, many, many years old, diamonds made, all friends that lingered, they were gone. Days were gray from dusk to dawn. So rough are the ways it is, a hand unheld, a fist of fears. Oh, dreams, 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 one lost by careless hands, and no one cares nor understands. But there, oh there.
So we're back in after the wreath making session. We're having lunch now. We're having soup and bread, and then we're probably going to have some more coffee and cakes. We've got some mulled wine, homemade mulled wine. Lisa over there, you have to excuse all the corks, they're all piled up. Is dishing up soup.
Elle est dégueulasse.
And then we go back and finish our wreaths off. Atta! Hey? Oh, you scared of them? Hey? Hello, horsies. Hello, horsies. Oh.